Therefore, the four inventions, the four interventions that we are making to drive export increases in 13 products. I have described these many, many times. They are market interventions, standards and compliance, infrastructure, and export funding. These interventions will require partnerships at research and application of findings with universities in Uganda and the private sector companies. Companies can domesticate research findings. They can help our young people with apprenticeship of students so that they work on the outcomes of the research to help researchers and scientists communicate better than they are doing. Because scientists don't often communicate very well because that's not always their profession. Now, for example, I think of the work done on cassava and cassava species by Professor Gengala Tigo in the agriculture department at Makerere before he joined politics. A lot of good work, but few people know about it. I think of the work done by doctors Jacob Agea and Dorothy Nachimbugwe. They did a lot of work on mass breeding of ensenene, or edible grasshoppers, as we know in Uganda. This is a delicacy in Uganda and Central and West Africa. In fact, DRC, Uganda, Cameroon, and Zambia dominate the market for edible grasshoppers. Yet, I am aware that the Dutch have been working hard on producing edible mealworms, or what they call maggots, crickets, for the EU market. They don't know how much more blessed our country is. They could work with us on making this a major food brand. Uganda grasshoppers are rich in dietary fiber, more than peas, beans, and bananas. Yet the poor branding and packaging and sale of our grasshoppers in caveras recently became an embarrassment. One of our Uganda Airline flights. Now, I was happy to note recently in this trade representative session we had that Uganda Airlines serves Katogo, they serve Rolex, and they serve some 80% of our foods on this airline. Should we therefore not connect research by these scientists, Agea and Nachimbugwe, they did 10 years ago, to our business people, so that they can save our mothers and sisters from selling senene in polythene bags? Should we not connect that research from the ivory tower with the common business people? I think we should. I need us as leaders to begin to develop this integrated contextual thinking when we think of exports and business growth for Ugandan enterprises. We need to see more in what God has given our country. When people see us outside, they don't see the Export Promotion Board or Investment Authority or National Bureau of Standards. They see Uganda and they want to know more about our institutional readiness, how coordinated we are to sell our products and services. They look at our broadband penetration. They look at the usage of internet by businesses. They look at our technology readiness. And these parameters don't need which party you belong to, or religion you profess, or tribe or village you come from. They are things that hurt businesses of young people if we don't fix them. They are things that grow our country if we fix them. I haven't even talked about research on our ancient grains. Finger millet and sorghum traded with India and the Far East for more than 2 millennia. I've described to you the recent archaeological findings in the past of our ancient grains. What are universities, research institutions, and businesses working on to protect these ancient grains and help the next generation keep gluten-free foods for our people and the world? How about our large, sweet, and juicy pineapples and our huge avocados? 2 avocados make a kilo. But the global distribution networks are telling us that these are too big to fit on a shelf or in a box. And therefore, according to them, they are unmarketable. Isn't that sad? Now, for our country to move from agriculture to electronics, to automobiles, to telecom switching gear, to automation, to chemicals, we have to focus on the connection between universities and research and how the private sector commercializes this. South Korea, which sent us an expert last week to speak to the Ugandan public and private sector about their own journey of transformation from peasantry to now the world's 11th economy. That country built up a war chest of research and development grant funding, $75 billion, or 4.8% of their GDP. And the private sector runs neck to neck with the public sector on the funding and commercialization of research. Well, I'm glad we are beginning to find a connection with Makerere University, the Ministry of Science and Technology and Innovation, and the private sector exporters and businesses, business associations like PSFU, so that we can create a joint platform for this work. I thank you and have a good weekend.
I'd like to hear from you. Please email us at info@tapmedia.com and visit our website at www.tapmedia.com. You can also visit our offices located at Tomosi Business Park, Luzira, Port Bell Road, or call 0414 220 702. Thank you.